The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Well, at least we are going to be getting this anime back. Let's hope they haven't done anything to ruin its story. But before we start, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, go up and hit that notification bell, switch it all, and you'll receive all of our notifications here on Cuticast TV and Man with the Show. World's End Harem. Yes, that's right, World's End Harem. We've gotten an actual date premiere in Japan, which shouldn't be too far before we get it as well. If you're not familiar with this, it's basically a disease kills off most of the men in the world. Where have we heard this before? Here's Why the Last Man before you say it. And basically, there were several men that were frozen because they had certain ailments, and they were released out of there, and now they're in a world where they basically have to repopulate the planet as far as keep the existence of mankind going, because basically there are only women in the world, and obviously without the male counterpart, the human race will die out very quickly. And like I said, a lot of people say, well, that's sort of like Why the Last Man. Yeah, it is. And, they call it an ecchi. There will be censored and uncensored versions similar to, like, Redo the Healer. Obviously this was supposed to have been out in October of 2021. And we're getting it now on January 7th. There was something happened. We don't know what it is, and nobody wants to say what it is. There was one episode thrown out there that was able to air in Japan, but then that was it. After that, it was pulled. But we were able to get a brief look at it and to see, what this story is. For some people who were able to see it, basically, I've heard, and I haven't been able to get the manga yet. A couple of places where I get my manga, they've been out of stock for a while. But they promised to get it for me. From what I understand, people have been criticizing this for the reason of how can I put this? The ecchi situations that happen in here. People are calling it that it's more of a hentai. There is a difference between ecchi and hentai. Now, understand, if you watch a hentai, you're watching a hentai. It's the same thing like if you're watching a porn movie. There's a difference between softcore and hardcore. Now, I haven't seen a minutes of World's End Harem other than the previews, but from what I understand from the people who have seen something of it, it's an R-rated. You would consider it an R-rated anime. For the reason is, yes, there's going to be sex in this. Yes, obviously there is. For this story to go forward, why wouldn't there be? Why wouldn't there be? And you say to yourself, well, they cannot really show. I'm sorry. Sometimes there's situations where, you can't hide this. You can't be a Puritan and hide situations on here. This is life. This is going to happen. What do you think is going to happen in real life? The insanity that will happen if every male on the planet dies out, with the exception of a small handful. What do you think will happen? Basically, you would have women running to try to find these guys. That was the same thing in Why the Last Man, that situation. In the case of this, if you look to the perspective, and it's in the trailer, the main character is looking for the one he loves. He doesn't want to go there, and he wants to be with the one he loves. And they're telling him, no, you got to at least have to properly, you have to have sex with these women so they can have children, so we can keep this going. And he's refusing to the situation, but he gets to a point where I guess they make a deal to the situation as he's searching for the one he loves, that basically as he goes along, he has to at least once in a while basically impregnate a woman on his way looking for his love interest. And people don't hear that portion of it. And from what I understand, I guess he's resisting to do it until he finds her. I mean, this is the thing that, to the situation. Does it happen? We have to see on here. I haven't read the manga to that point. But understand is that they try to criticize it. Oh, this is a man thing. They're basically they're trying to sexualize the woman. You want to know something that, and I'm tired of the situation. Stories are written by people. Male, female, don't matter. There are some stories women enjoy. There are some stories men enjoy. That's totally right. And then there are stories that both male and female enjoy together. I would not be surprised, especially after Redo the Healer, seeing that the high amount of women that watched Redo the Healer, I would not be surprised, World Ends Harem, when it starts to air, that the amount of viewers will be tipping toward female more than male. I would not be surprised on that. Would not be surprised at all. And you may to yourself, well, what proof do you have? History, my friends, history. For many years, there have been many charts that have been done by the video industry, film industry, the adult film industry itself, and they've charted what both men and women watch. You would not believe that in the rental business, when I used to work in the rental business, that there was a large amount more women than men renting adult films. You would not believe it. If you've gone into an adult video store and you see it's mostly guys on there, but believe it or not, more and more times women are renting it more often than men. And it's the same thing if you check with the amount of viewers on Pornhub and a couple of the other sites. You'll see that in some occasions women does outnumber the men. Surprising, isn't it? Very surprisingly. So when you look into this perspective, it's a story. It's another story to the nature. This is why The Last Man should have been in this premise, and that's why it didn't work out well, because they put all the politics and activism behind it, and not putting that the real story is the world is dying because of this. If they don't step up and is able to impregnate a lot of women, humankind will falter off and die off. Slowly, not immediately, but slowly. This is similar to other stories of this nature. For example, the TV series Jeremiah, which is now on Pluto TV. You can watch that on the overnight, which is a great series, a Michael Straczynski series about a disease that wipes out all of the adults. And all that's left is children. And how will those children fare off as they're getting older and basically living in a period where basically they've gone back, which a lot of them don't understand how to handle a nuclear reactor or drive a vehicle or maintain one. There are many things that goes on in this story, that you have to understand that there are people suffering. And you don't realize that. You don't realize it. You look to the perspective that, oh, look at this. This is, all this situation that's going on and with sex and this and that. That's what they see first. Yes, World's Harem looks sexy. Yes, they push sex on there, but that is the premise of the story, is that basically they need to keep humankind going. And the only way to do it is to grab whatever male that they could find and mate with him as many times as possible. So, January 7th, we'll see it probably soon after on probably Crunchyroll. Probably will be censored on Crunchyroll. I would advise get the DVD, get the Blu-ray when this comes out. Physical media, always remember physical media, very important to you, so we can keep this stuff alive. So we reached this part of the video. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. We'll see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.
You want this body?
Is this a trick question?